Morning, all. We're in kind of a quiet period here, aren't we? And it's weird because everything was so crazy on the first, and then yesterday it's like everybody just slept it off. We've had some minor signings. Phillip Veroni signed 1 year for 700K this morning, and the sarcastic man inside said there you go. Because on Sportsnet for the last 24 hours, they've had a headline of now that Aho is going to be matched by Carolina. What's next for Montreal? I give you Phillip Veroni. It's not related. Anthony Stolarz has signed a 1 year, 750K contract with Anaheim. I remember thinking he was going to be an NHL level goaltender. Keep in mind, they just renewed Miller, and at least they were talking about renewing Miller and Gibson. Yeah, no, they renewed Miller. Miller and Gibson are back. So Stolarz will be number 3 in the American League. Daryl Sutter has also been hired on as an advisor for the Anaheim Ducks. So good news there if you're a Sutter fan. If you're not, it's an advisory role. Tyler Mott, 1 year, 975K extension. Of course, the Canucks picked him up for in a package for Thomas Vanek, which famously I flipped out about at the time. So to this day, when I see Tyler Mott signing with Vancouver, playing with Vancouver, I think bodies. But he's been a good fourth line forward. The one thing for Vancouver is go look at their depth chart. There's a lot of third/fourth line guys there, like last year. And so it seems to be that Benning is just throwing as many bodies at it as possible. And we'll see which ones stick when it's October. Prout has been signed by the San Jose Sharks 1 year at $800,000. You'll notice none of these are a lot of term or a lot of money. And Mark Letestu, a 1 year, league minimum 700K contract with the Winnipeg Jets. So Letestu, who has been in the NHL before, spent the whole season, I believe, this past season in the American League. That's an AHL signing for them. Joe Sakic had a funny quote with Kadri. They asked him about his suspension record, and he just said, don't play Boston. That's pretty standard. His last 2 suspensions, playoffs against Boston. Kadri, honestly, I think this is a move that needed to happen because I think coming out of that suspension, I just don't see Kadri as being a part of the Leafs, and I think the Avs made a good move here. I think both teams did. While I've given Toronto the win on the trade, I'm not trying to discount what Colorado did. And Calle Rosen was a nice stealth pickup for Colorado as well. The Oilers, who are looking for scoring forwards. Well, Gaetan Haas has been signed. So having played in the Swiss League, he's now got a 1 year deal at 27 years of age, and it's an entry-level contract. We'll see what he does. And there's a lot of people in Edmonton who really want Ryan Dzingel. They don't really have the cap space to sign him, but we'll see. Lawson Krauss has signed a 3-year extension as a restricted free agent with the Arizona Coyotes. He had a good year. He did. He's not really putting up numbers you'd expect from a first-round draft pick, but you know what? He's played pretty well for Arizona, and he did have a good season, and I can see why Chayka gave him 3 years. And it's a little over $1 million a year. It's a pretty decent contract. Bobrovsky is stating that he signed with Florida to win the Cup. So it's not for the money. It's not because they backed up a truck to his house and said, "Take what you'd like." It's to win the Cup. And that, honestly, is kind of a kiss of death, isn't it? I can remember Ryan Kessler leaving Vancouver to go to Anaheim and saying he wanted to win a Stanley Cup. I remember Ehrhoff leaving Vancouver to go to Buffalo, saying he wanted to win a Stanley Cup. How many times have we seen a free agent go to a team that maybe missed the playoffs or is an underachiever and say, I feel this is my best chance. This is where I'm going to win a Stanley Cup. And then that comes back to haunt them. So it's interesting that he would say that. That being said, I do wish Bobrovsky and the Panthers the best. I'm excited to see what the Panthers do this year. I do think they should be able to win some games this coming season with Bobrovsky in net that they didn't win last season. And yeah, they should be a playoff team. But notice I'm still going, well, they should, yeah, maybe, sure, because I've seen Florida fall short too many times. Carolina still hasn't officially matched. See, this is the thing. They come out yesterday, they go, yeah, we're going to match. Don't worry about it. In day one on Twitter, their Twitter account was like, yeah, we're going to match. they're waiting the full 7 days. They're waiting the full 7 days. That way Montreal might lose out on some of these guys that are on the right-hand side of the board. And not only that, but Don Waddell has come out and said he's talked to Sebastian Aho during the entire process and since the offer sheet, and Aho never wanted to leave. And you know what? That's quite possible. The kid might be perfectly happy with the idea of being a Montreal Canadian someday. Fine. But it's not out of the realm of reality to say that he wants to go where somebody's going to pay him $21 million for 12 months. Just as like a theoretical. No matter how much you... Let's just say for Boston. Because most people watching this will hate the Bruins. I can't stand the Bruins. I can't stand the Bruins. I'm a free agent, but I can't stand the Bruins. I wouldn't play for Boston. Don Sweeney walks in. Hey, I'll give you $21 million over the next 12 months. Where do I sign this contract? That's how it works. So I'm not saying that Aho's just in it for the money, but he makes $21 million in 12 months. It's going to be an interesting time for Carolina. And while, again, they haven't officially matched, they're going to, and they're saying Aho didn't want to go anywhere. And honestly, over the next 5 seasons, who knows how things are going to change. Williams has not decided on a return, but if Justin Williams returns, the idea is he's going to be in Carolina. He built a house in Raleigh, so he is highly unlikely to want to go somewhere else. So if you're looking at who's still available, let's go over to this side of the board and push that side off. Marcus Johansson. There's no rumors about him yet that I've seen that are credible. Jake Gardner, who apparently would still love to return to Toronto if they could find a way to make it work. And I think Toronto would take him back if they could find a way to make it work. Michael Furland, no rumors with him yet. Derick Brassard, who's hanging around out there. I don't think Brassard's going to get a contract early. Brian Boyle, who tweeted out a touching photo of himself with his son, with a caption of which city should we go to now, kind of thing. And apparently he has 4 or 5 teams that are after him. Ryan Dzingel, his asking price may actually be coming down. So he may have had a high asking price. His asking price may very well be coming down. Columbus could always circle back on him if it's come down. Patrick Maroon, who rumor has it has been attached to the Oilers. I don't think Oiler fans would necessarily say that was a bad idea, but I think there'd be a lot of groans from Oiler fans. All right, guys, we got you that scoring winger you wanted. We re-signed Chason, and we brought back Patrick Maroon. Where's everybody going? Ben Hutton, who is still out there because TSN overrated him on their trade bait board or their draft board. They had him at like 13th on their unrestricted free agent board. He's not really... He shouldn't be a top 4 defenseman. I know he played a lot of minutes for Vancouver last year, but he really shouldn't have. He was in that position because there were a lot of defensemen getting hurt in Vancouver because it's a Vancouver thing. Justin Williams has stated he'll go to Carolina if he decides to return. He hasn't decided whether or not to retire. Joe Thornton will go to San Jose. I can't see him going anywhere else. Patrick Marleau is still out there. Marleau wants to play in California, so watch those 3 teams. And Nick Cronwall, he'll be a Detroit Red Wing. I can't see him signing anywhere else. And those are just the bigger names that are still on the UFA board. So there very, very well could be 1 or 2 signings today that I do videos on. But I'm starting to think things are going to go quiet for a few days. See, people are going to go see when Shannon says that things happen. And it's true, things do. But we'll see what happens today. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I'll talk to you again soon.